pray that my tone doesn't sound like stone and make you hard of hearing.
This poem is for the creatives, for the ones who know there's a reason their heart yearns for something their eyes have never seen, though they are constantly drawn upwards and inwards beyond the boundaries of this world, for the boys and for the girls who can be alone and still feel seen, safe and known beneath a moon-washed starry sky. This poem is for the creatives. You know that there's a reason why you catch the colors and contours in the cracking of a smile. You know that there's a reason why you make out a melody in the temperature of tears. You know there's a reason why ever since the Lego box, brokenness looks like building blocks. This is the heart of the maker. So when you grow weary, let these two truths hold you up. You were made, and you were made for more than this. Anything fashioned in passion always implies purpose. You were made this way on purpose, but it is not your sole purpose. It is not your soul's purpose. This poem is for the creatives. Firstly, you were made by him and for him, carefully crafted in the creative image. You were made to create in the present, but this is not your full future. This may not be breaking news to you, but I beg you not to tune out, because frequently there is a frequency that doesn't get picked up because many believers have turned off their receivers if they're picking up anything but new material, filler, and fame. The serial killer prowls around like a alligator snapping turtle, looking for someone to devour. It promises God's prophets power, a place of prominence through influence, and lures them in. Led by the vermiform hunger for significance and impact, they approach with good intentions, but soon find the strings of their faith snapped by the extensions of stepping into that world too fast, and before they know it, they're swallowed by what they came to change. You were made to create and present in the present. So let's lay aside alligator snapping turtles for a second and talk about art as a gift. When the world went pandemic dark, locked down indefinitely, it turned to face those with the power of art, leaning on their creative gifts to lift them from the abyss, but true light was amiss. Blue light was the syringe for quick fix fiction that left this world with less thinkers and more addiction to the net that flicks its tongue in and out. And in the midst of social and political outcry, where was the Christian creative shout? Where were the windows into eternity? Were our tools tied up building the basis of our own platforms? When the court called for a witness, were we working to give the good news or abusing the right to remain silent for the sake of our views? This poem is for the creatives, and it's about to get rough. And if you've ever been told you're too creative, hear me say that Christian creatives aren't creative enough. If we're made in the image of a maker who makes his home in us, we should be living and breathing this stuff. It should be we won't concede this stuff. It should be cut me, I bleed this stuff. We want to be the pipeline that pours the heart of heaven onto the earth. So this poem is for the Christian creatives. It used to be said that Christian music was 10 years behind the secular. Seems now that we've caught up. But copycatting culture with a Christian label isn't creative, it's co-optive, or adoptive at best. Social working our orphan hearts over to the media and press for validation? When Papa painted you a sky and gave you hands in the hearts of your eyes to bear its beauty? Come on, Christian creatives aren't creative enough. Drawing out runways that land us in the same dark spaces as everyone else? But in order to be there full time means we're careful, kind enough not to blind them with a basket on our light. Quick to label ourselves creative Christians instead of Christian creatives because we don't want to limit our life. And so subconsciously we obviously and grammatically swap our creativity for Christ, putting our art before his heart in an effort to express ourselves. God may well have given you the gift and set you in locomotion, but have you started running on your own steam? Playing for your own team? Going after your own dream instead of his? Are you tired? Don't sleep on this. There's a lot of talk around about following dreams. Endless memes forming the beams supporting the rooftops of personal temples full of ourselves, and shined with the false sheen of cracked whitewashed walls that we're quick to design over. Let me just throw up a red flag to remind you that we're not just designers, we're signers. We make signs that point to him with the abilities he's given us. And the worst sort of sign is one that points to itself. And if it's a warning sign, it might be bad for public health. When yours is the name above all other names, you're a sign, leading people into the path of an oncoming train. This is not a rebuke. It's not anger you hear, but desperation. I see Christian creatives giving the same gifts God gave them as the entry fee to get into the industry, but they don't know what it costs to stay there. They pay their way with pieces of silver only to casually kiss the sun on stage in an acceptance speech. So what am I saying? Keep yourself out of trouble? Stay in the Christian bubble? Write only worship music or paint only pictures of Jesus? No. But don't let the cultural narrative become the author of your faith and rewrite the renewal of your mind. Don't conform to the ways of this world. Don't let the songs you sing grow louder than the conviction in your soul, or let popular opinion become your judge. If the colors on your canvas contradict the double taps, don't be quick to double back or show more skin. Armor up and trust Mama Wesley's definition of sin. And if you've fallen, this is not the end, but you will need to step back and look to the Alpha to know where to begin. This poem is for the creatives. He loves, so be loved, and be the beloved. The beloved to be loved, so all the world can see love as he loved. The call to creativity is the first commandment, and the second that's like it. Love your neighbor with the gifts you have from above, but first love him as he first loved. The Father loves you as much as he loves the Son. This poem is for the creatives, but it's not done.